doing. Uh, so my name is Akinwumi Accuracy, a representative of Cloud Booster, and this evening, I'm sure you guys saw the either through the ad or any of our message online that invited you to join the session, which is basically to um take you through a journey of how to stay consistent in any tech endeavor that you've started with, either as a data scientist, cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, whichever tech journey that you've started. So, because it's a team for individuals that start the tech journey to either get tired along the way, probably because of too much information or what's it called? Based on what they see online, not knowing which program, maybe not which training to sign up on. We see people sign up on Coursera, sign up on different platforms, but after 2, 3 weeks, they drop it, sign up on another course, 2, 3 weeks, they drop it. So there's a problem of inconsistency in the tech space, especially for beginners. There's no, what's it called, structured guide for them to follow through. So this is one of the reasons we are organizing the webinar as Cloud will start to, what's it called, to be able to help, especially beginners in the tech space, how to stay consistent in any tech journey or any tech field they they want to start in, especially cloud computing and DevOps, because that is what we teach. So with me on the call is Oalniyi, is a professional DevOps engineer, and he will be the one to take the session from, he's going to be talking based from his experience and from a professional point of view, how each and every one of you can go through this journey with the right energy. So please, so before I bring Oalniyi on board, Oalniyi, please can you hear me? So in the chat box, please can you guys just introduce yourself, probably just your name and where you're joining us from, just to be sure you guys are still on the call. I would like to know where you guys are joining from, your name and location. All right, so Oalniyi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So yeah, I'll be passing the mic to you now. You can start. So you can turn on the camera.
Give me a- All right. Hi guys. So my name is Oalniyi. I am a DevOps engineer, although these days I do more of site reliability engineering. Uh, I'm here to talk about staying consistent, like in the tech field here, basically finding your rhythm in tech. I created some slides that would guide like the course of our discussion.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Yeah, let me try to share that. Reading in tech, we are going to be basically going through about me, how the journey started, like the struggles I faced, how I overcame those struggles, like, the driving force behind me overcoming the struggles. And then I'm going to give you solid and no feel life for you actionable advices. Yeah. Like if you follow them, your chances would go up. Like it is non-negotiable. It would go up. Now I am telling you this from the standpoint of me being one of the laziest persons that I know. Yeah. So that is why I'm so convinced because you guys have taken the first step to try to get into tech. Yeah, so let's start. About me. So I am a daddy. That's like my personality these days. Like that's my identity these days. From start to finish, it is daddy. Yeah. And then on the side, yeah, I do SRA, DevOps stuff. And yeah, fitness person. I do a lot of fitness stuff because I don't want to have pot belly, you know. And the people that have pot belly, aka, um, sorry, excuse me. And for those that have it, you are welcome to join me, on the journey. Yeah, I also do some martial arts. In recent years, I did taekwondo, some kung fu. Um, Currently, I'm doing judo and boxing, although I've not really been going for those recently because the person I used to train with broke my eyes. So I have run away for a while. And then I make my own parfait. So I buy my own granola and my Greek yogurt and normal yogurt and I make it myself because parfait is very expensive and we need to protest about it. Yeah. So going to the journey. Now, my journey into tech, uh, I am one of these musicians, yeah, that will tell you they've been singing since they were 2 months old. Yes, I am going to be like one of them right now and say I've been doing tech related stuff for the longest time. Yeah. But from a Nigerian context. Yeah. My father got us a computer when I was I think 8 or 9 years old. And so because of impatience, yeah, I could not wait. Now, this was like the first time I was literally engaging directly with a computer. Yeah, I was super young, and I could not wait for the person that was to install it to come the next day. So I started, reading the manual, started putting the computer together. At some point, it sha on, sha. But unfortunately, I burnt something. But fortunately for me, that thing was not extremely important for use. Guess what it was? It was the UPS. So basically, I started my computer journey with an abusive relationship, yeah, with NEPA, because NEPA tortured the life of that computer with incessant outages. But thank God we are here, Sha. But that was my first, point of contact with computers, basically, direct contact with computers. From there, I mostly was playing games. So don't think I was coding since I was like 7. No, game money, game. Every single opportunity to install new games, I did that. I played the hell out of them. And then fast forward to when I got into the Polytechnic. Yeah, Polytechnic Ilaro. This was when, which reminds me, I actually should update this to Thinkra, to data scientist, to backend, to DevOps. And I am going to do that right now. Yes, to data scientist, because I just remembered I actually did some data science, back in the Polytechnic. Yeah. I used R and then I did some Python when I was in the Polytechnic. So it was not because I wanted to like, learn these things, to be honest. It was because I needed to. I was working for a lecturer in my department during my IT year after my ND, and they were like 5 lecturers doing their PhD projects. So I was helping them with their thesis. Yeah. So I'm a mini big brain when it comes to statistics and mathematics. Yeah. My brain is like very, very open to concepts related to math and stats. So I helped like a couple of my lecturers with their what's it called? With their thesis. And I picked up R and then Python along the way. I still did not have any real direct interest in doing tech at that point. Yeah, to be clear. Now, after ND, yeah, I came back from my HND. During the course of my HND, I tried applying for a direct entry, and then thank God for God and my aunt that was in UI, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, I was a super brilliant student and UI did not have an option. No, it was my aunt that got me inside UI. Yes. So I entered UI, through the grace of God and my aunt. Yeah. I got into UI to study statistics. Now, this is exactly where the journey, yeah, really begins. First year in UI, I was trying to focus on my book. Yep, triangle person. But the triangle here is not, church is not in that triangle. It is gym, lecture hall, my hostel bunk to sleep. Like that was how I was doing it in my first semester. I did not reap the fruits of that labor because when results came out, they told me I had 3 point, what was that? 3.4, I be something. 3.4 out of 7.0. Was it 3.4? No, 3.6 out of 7.0. Yes, I just remember that I have never gotten a CGPA less than half. That is how I remember. So I was like, with all my efforts, this is what UI is going to give me because I believe they gave it to me. Oh. That is not what me I worked for. They gave me. I got disillusioned, yeah, with trying to have a good grade and graduating and using my certificates to work. So my second semester of my 200 level, because I got in with D, yeah. So second semester of my 200 level, I was just going with the vibe, going with the flow. I was not very happy with how results turned out in the first semester. But first semester, 300 level, that was where everything actually started looking up. I got placed into a room in my hostel with a computer science final year student. Yeah. He is the major what's the word now? He's the major precursor, yeah, to my tech career. He he was not a friendly person. Yeah. He kept to himself a lot, but I also kept to myself a lot too. Yeah. But I have a tendency to be social, when I want to, because I can be like, I consider myself to have some sort of talent, with socializing with people and meeting them. Yeah. So I started talking to him, trying to get to know what he does because he never goes for classes. And me too. I stopped going for class after first semester. After they did me that bad thing, yeah, I stopped going for class. So, we're practically always in the hostel together, always, always. So, I started talking to him that what does he do? I was always hearing him be on calls, with like Indians, sometimes white guys. I'm like, so what does he do? He said, okay, he does. So he was a JavaScript developer, yeah. I was like, interesting that I would actually like, to pick some things up from him. So he was like, okay, no problem. That I should just know whenever I'm free, and it would just like point me to one or two resources to like pick up. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. I really appreciate that. I did not follow up with him until some weeks later. I heard he and his friends discussing hmm, about salary. This was somebody that me and him we are inside the same room in the same school. And my guy was saying, those people want to give me 250,000 naira. I'm not cool with that. I'm like, bro. At this point, my monthly allowance was a whoop 5,000 naira. And these were months that it actually comes in. I'm like, oh, forget. So, I flipped off UI, yeah, and I said, this is exactly what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, or at least a reasonable amount of my life doing. So I got serious, spoke to him again. He got me introduced to Ubuntu. And then I started doing backend. It was like, okay, the fastest way, for me to get into like tech generally is to like go with a very easy programming language. So I picked up Python and started doing Python. I was doing Django, writing backend applications with Django. But I can tell you this now for free, yeah, that me as a person, the way my brain is wired, yeah, I do not like programming. Yep. I know it sounds weird. It's strange. It's this, it's that. I have almost 6 years experience in tech and all. Why don't you like programming? But I really do not. Like, I don't know. My brain does not really grasp properly the concept of feedback loops, algorithms, this one, that one, coding, this one, that. No, it doesn't. But I have very good, foundation in logic. So I can like understand code. I can read code, understand code, but I find it hard to sit down and create it. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. So, I tried grinding through all of that. During my COS year, I tried working with a friend startup. Yeah, he has a startup, edtech startup. So I tried working at his place. I picked up Node. Yeah, I was writing backend in Node. Now, all through this time, I was not particularly enjoying the whole thing. The only bit I enjoyed, yeah, during my CS, my COS was when I had to be deploying stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed working with AWS. That was where I started knowing, okay, this is really what you have found some sort of passion for, and this isn't. So isn't here is backend, is here is, cloud related stuff. I did not get a chance to really focus on that until September when I joined an internship here in Nigeria. And I initially joined as a backend dev, but with time, it was obvious that not a lot of people were coming on for cloud. Yeah. And I figured, I mean, I like doing cloud. So I might as well, just pick it up. So I picked it up. I was like the DevOps engineer for like 3 or 4 teams during the internship, helping multiple people to deploy. Now, I would say I had an advantage over other people doing DevOps at that point. Yeah, because during the course of me doing this backend tinkering and all that, I tried my best, to get super familiar with Linux. You would recall I said my roommate got me introduced to Ubuntu here. And so at some point I was using elementary, at some point I was using Mint, at some point I was using Ubuntu, Lubuntu, Kubuntu, Xubuntu, all the Ubuntus out there. I was on it, it. I think at some point I used CoreOS, just like I was just doing a lot of mashing, mixing up things, getting to like really understand Linux, because that was something my brain just completely opened up to and really, really absorbed like a sponge. Yeah. So after the internship, I got my first role. It was a contract role in DevOps. That lasted for 2 months. Then COVID came. I got a full-time role. We went to the office. I got fired from my job. That happens for the first time. So I've been fired twice so far, yeah, in my career. This that part, yeah, of the information is to let you know that never give up, ever, ever. Now who give up? Kini up, So do not give up. So after I got laid off from work that first time, that was in August 2020. Like the rest of the year, I could not get another job. And then I got a new job in December, late December, yeah. Now this was for an SRE role, yeah, with a company in South Africa. Awesome stuff. It was like an internship, a 6 months internship. Yeah, very very educating experience. Sure you get, and I made the most of it because I was working with people that had insane years of experience, and it was not just years of experience. It was the density of their experience. It was insane. So I picked up a lot of stuff from there. Joined a company, a cryptocurrency company here in Nigeria. From there, joined another cryptocurrency based in the US, and it rose from there. I'm currently, on my own, being a daddy, doing my stuff, So all through this point, yeah, there were struggles, which I would be getting to now. Now, if you look at the list of struggles that is in that place, you will see Nigeria like 50 times. It is very, very, very intentional. And so this is how am I going to put this? This is something that you need to acknowledge. Yeah. It's something you need to acknowledge. Your environment, yeah. has the most to do, yeah, with how your sorry, somebody said I should change my view to what's it called? Presentation mode. I am always struggling with these things. I don't see, forgive me, oh, I am not doing this. Let me see. Presentation mode, where are you? Can somebody teach me how to do this? Okay, yes, slideshow. Are you guys saying it? All right, all right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, that's the trick. You would always figure it out. In tech, yeah. It does not hurt to admit you don't know it, blah, blah, blah. See, I should have even added it to struggles. Let me add it right now, because it's a very, very serious thing, very, very serious thing. I'm not even joking. What would we call it? What do they call that thing? Inferiority. No, it's not inferiority complex. It is Akinwumi, remind me now. This thing you feel like you are not good enough. If you don't remind me, I'll just put it like this. You are not good enough feeling ahead like that. So thank you very much. Imposter syndrome, aka you are not good enough feeling. So I also add, an extremely fair share of this. Maybe let me not say extremely, to be honest, because in a way I'm actually a very proud person. Let me put it that way. I'm actually a very proud person. And when I say proud, yeah, when I say proud, I mean in the sense that I don't believe there is something that I cannot learn if I want to learn it. Now, I know you are going to think, but you cannot learn backend now. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Thank you very much. But it is because I don't want to learn it. Or that is what I like telling myself. But in reality, but back to the environment discourse. Your environment plays a huge role. It is easier for, see, if I ended up, just doing my stuff in the Polytechnic, completing my HND, going for my NYSC and stuff like that, the chances that I am going to do tech, to actually do tech and be where I am right now, it would be, as a student of statistics, I'm not going to give myself good chances at all. Like, it would probably be single digits, to be honest. It would probably be single digits. Probably maybe at some point in my 30s, I would feel like, oh, Nigeria is too messed up. My life is not going the current way. Let me just struggle and hustle to learn this stuff, pick something up, and just, struggle through it. But that is why the environment is extremely important. See, compulsorily, you need to surround yourself with people that are doing the exact same thing as you are. Because I gave up on tech 50 times, 50K, 50,000 times, 50,000 times. Like, simple bug, simple. There was a day I battled a bug during my SRE internship, yeah. I battled a bug, yeah, for like 2 days. Guess what the problem was? I added A to a file name. A, letter A. Ha! God Almighty. I don't think in my life, and I have a baby, I don't think I have ever been that frustrated before when I eventually found out. See, I gave up on tech tons of times. What kept bringing me back? Yeah, what kept bringing me back is because of my surrounding, like the clique, a sort of bubble that I formed around myself with the people I know. Here you get. So Nigeria tried really, really hard to kill the dream, to kill me, myself, and not just my dream, but I survived, yes. And then there's the imposter syndrome, which didn't really feature, to be honest. It didn't really feature. I'm going to be straightforward with you people. It did not really feature because I have a very, very strong belief and confidence in my brain in picking things up that I want to pick up. Oh, don't bring us back to the back end conversation. Yes. Then the third one, struggles. Money. Ha! Oh, money. I think that is self-explanatory, in a lot of ways. Money is a struggle for variety of things, not just tech. And then school, yeah, because competing, what's it called? Competing concerns, yeah. You have to go for this test, go for that exam, because I told you I stopped going for classes. I think from my first semester, after my first semester, I went to class less than 10 times for the rest of my stay in school. I literally was not going to class. I was not going to class so much that there was a particular time after an exam. I think this was in my third year. So I was one of three people that got a perfect GP, which was 7 points. Yeah, one of three people. And then the lecturer had to say that my result was fake, that I had a machinery coming to sit for me, that this is not my result, because she does not recognize this matric number or this name at all. So she called the class rep to go and find me and bring me, or else she was going to hold back my results. Thankful to God, me and that class rep, we were in the polytechnic together. So he knows the boy, he knows me. He knows I am very good. Yeah. So he was able to vouch for me. Now imagine if that small thing had cost me carryover. When I think about it now, well, that one I shall gone, that one I shall gone. But school was part of the struggle. I wanted to take my life. I did not grieve for it. And then Nigeria shows again, because Nigeria being Nigeria is one of the biggest weapons fashioned against anybody living inside it. And then mathematics lecturers in University of Ibadan. These people, I got like 440s, as in only 1 point from carryover in UI in maths. As I was taking, I was taking people maths, yeah, but I was getting 1 point in the course, and I was teaching people maths. But that one story, and then Nigeria again, and then NEPA. Ha, if you're in Nigeria, I think this is self-explanatory. Light is horrible. Light is horrible. Currently, I've not had light for some hours. This is inverter, shake solar. That was one of the first things I really got sorted the moment I started making some money from tech. NEPA was horrible. There were days that I had deliverables, and then I had to go out to where they put gen on in the streets, yeah, to use that power source to get work done. And then food. I'm on food again. There were days I was so hungry, I could not do anything. Like I literally, the moment I get hungry, my brain freezes up. Like I am very good at doing mental calculations, big numbers, calculations, and stuff like that. But the moment I get hungry, 2 plus 2, I have to. Wait, am I hungry right now? No, I'm not. I felt the first answer that came to my head was 3. It's 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Yes. But whenever I get hungry, my brain does not function properly. Yeah. And then laziness. I probably should have put that laziness there like 50 times. I'm a very lazy person. I am a, what do they call these people that push things forward? Procrastinator. A big procrastinator. Yeah. And then Odogu, Nigeria, times 100. That explains itself. So how was I able to get past all of these struggles? Funny enough, my struggles were actually my driving force to get past, like, them. Because overcoming Nigeria involved me embracing Nigeria. I accepted the fact that Nigeria, or let me say my environment, was out to keep me from being great. I accepted it wholeheartedly. And I told myself, I will not let it win. Like, days where I felt, oh, today I think I have actually done enough. Um, um, I knocked off like maybe 2 or 3 hours of work, blah blah blah. But I think I'm in a good place for today. And then I remember Nigeria, and I'm like, not quiet enough. Let's get back to it. And I just get back to it. So Nigeria, big driving force to actually fight against itself. And then my circle of friends, God, my roommate, Arinze, I would never forget that guy. He's currently a senior software engineer at Shopify in Europe. Extremely brilliant dude, extremely helpful dude. Not the most social of them, but he really, really helped me. The fact that he just pointed me that, okay, this stuff, do it. And that was, to be honest, that was literally all he did for me. I'm very serious. He literally just told me, go and learn Python. And then he told me the OS he uses. At that time, he was using elementary. Those were the two things he did for me. Every other thing from there, I picked it up. But till I die, I am going to be grateful to this guy for actually doing me that favor of telling me what to do. Yeah, even if he didn't show me how to do it. And then my friends from the next floor, there is somebody in the floor under my floor in the hostel. Yeah, he's the one that owns that startup that I told you I was working at for my COS. He really helped. Also, he's also a very, very brilliant person. He's currently a rich man in Lagos. He has a solid startup in Lagos. Some of you might even know him, but I won't say his name. And then Sakpa gingered the hell out of me. Eh, every single time I remembered 250,000 naira, I cannot take that money. 250,000 naira, I cannot take that money. And you're a student in UI, and you're saying 250,000 naira was not enough money for you. Omo, ginger, every single time, every single time. And then my friends from internet place come and like, sorry, Jerry. My brother wanted to intrude on my nice webinar session. So my friends from the internet place, I met a lot of people on Slack. I was joining quite a number of communities on Slack. I think I joined the Kubernetes community, CNCF, CNCF Slack. I joined what was it called? I joined this Decagon group. I joined a couple of internship Slack workspaces, met like-minded people, and I am very competitive. Yeah. So it really helped for me to join those things. I would not like people to be saying, oh, I was able to do this, and then I am saying, oh, no, no. I want it to be that I don't want to be the best at doing it. Oh, nope, because I don't want to be a star. Yeah, like that. Here you get. But at least if you're counting five things at all, make a shall count three. I'm fine with that. Here you get. So that's the kind of competitiveness that me I have. I compete against my lazy self. Here you understand? So involuntary fasting, yes, that is still sakpa, but hiding behind fasting. Those days where you're like, I don't really need to eat today now. I mean, I'm fine. I'm okay. It's a lie. You don't have money to eat. You're just pretending. It's not like you would really don't. If you see food, you will eat. And there were a lot of those days in UI. Thank God I did not die. Then Stack Overflow extremely helped. All the imposter syndrome and stuff. When I go to Stack Overflow, I see questions from people that have been doing it for like 4 or 5 years at that point. And they were like, still on this platform asking questions. And, I would tell myself, bro, cut yourself some slack. You've been doing it for what, a year, 2 years? And look at these people. These people are practically senior engineers and they still come over here to ask these questions. There is no way you would say you're better than them. Like there is no metric here at which you're better than these people, and they ask questions. So cut yourself some slack here. Take it easy, take it calmly, learn as much as you can, and always continuously ask questions. I cannot emphasize asking questions enough. I actually cannot. In the early days, I was always having this mindset of I will walk through the problem and get the solution myself. On these days, I can even ask you for the line of command to do copy, which is CP. I will ask you, see me at this point, getting having more years in the profession here is learning that even the most experienced of us, yeah, freeze, like freezes. Like you can be there's this book I read about engineers from Google, like the guys that designed I think there's a particular feature on Google that is super important. The guys that designed it, yeah, they are some of the best software engineers in the world. Like a large part of software engineering world agrees that these guys are outliers. Yeah. They ask basic questions. Like in that book, I was surprised at the kind of questions these people were asking. So since that time, I've told myself, see, if you don't open your mouth and ask, and you assume, and you break production like you did that year, it's you that know. So seriously, I should actually add that to this slide. Questions, 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 questions. Question everything. Practically question everything. If they give you a requirement, if they tell you, okay, you know what, build a, for example, build a white page using HTML and CSS. Like you can literally just do open doc type, HTML, close doc type, put inside its body this, body that. That would give you a white page. But if you did not ask clarifying questions, yeah, to know if this white page is going to contain white text that is going to technically be invisible, but then when you toggle to dark mode, it is going to be visible. You are not going to get the complete thing. And see, there are some people that they will literally just write that requirements there. And then when you complete the task and you submit it, they will tell you, why does this stuff not show up when I toggle to black? Why is it still black when I toggle to black? Bro, you are toggling to black. It is going to be black. But people don't want to hear that one. They need you to clarify. So always, always, always ask questions. It helps you overcome imposter syndrome. Yeah. It helps you overcome wasteful work, wasteful efforts, working, and then it seems like nobody is really aligning with you in the work you're doing, and then you're feeling like, oh, I'm wasting so much effort trying to get this done, and nobody is really like, recognizing it or identifying it. So you need to ask questions a lot, a lot. And then forums, fora, tautology, but yeah, join a lot of online forums. Reddit. One thing I found out, one thing I've discovered recently, yeah, is Reddit. Reddit is very, very good. They are funny there. They are harsh there. But the general undertone is that you will most likely always pick one or two things up. Always. And I mean, I don't need to tell you what this would help overcome. It gives you a sense of community. It helps you fix your imposter syndrome, because you see a lot of people that are like OGs in the software space, and then they say some things, and you're like, oh, I mean, if this nigga is not even sure of this stuff, and I know this stuff, then definitely I should not be feeling like I don't know enough. You are enough, but you need to make sure your enough, yeah, is sufficient. And how do you do that? You continuously learn. Continuously learn. I should actually have added that to overcoming. Sorry. It's an oversight. Just make sure you're continuously learning. In the morning, for example, if you want consistency, the fastest way for me to like actually pick up most of the concepts I learned, early on, was to do 30 minutes a day. Yeah, like I'm serious. Like 30 minutes a day. Like I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, yeah, the first thing I do is to open a documentation page, or open a blog, or do this or do that. Go through it. Like most of the longest blog I've ever read is like 26 minutes. It would probably take me like an hour to read that kind of blog, because I like doing a lot of back and front. If I see a concept, I Google it separate, try to go through it, and then come back to it. So if you can inculcate the habit, yeah, of that every single day, the first thing I do when I wake up from bed, yeah, is to go on this documentation page, go on this blog, check out this video, watch how to do this, watch how to do that, review some code, maybe do 10% of a task you're doing at work. I can assure you nothing beats that amount of consistency. Nothing. Because when you wake up in the morning and you do that, you're starting out the day, and I don't want to sound like an aspire to Maguire person here. I am serious. This actually also works for me. if you start your day doing a very, very small productive work, like something as simple as reading a 4 minute blog, it's going to set the tone for the rest of your day. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Like during the course of the day, you can take breaks and all that, but it will be much more easier for you to pull yourself away from distracting activities and, like, just get a little bit of work done again. You can try this technique. So there was something I developed when I was working at my first full-time job. Chunks, Pomodoro. It's called Pomodoro technique. So work for 25 minutes. You know, the way they taught Pomodoro was to work for 25 minutes and rest for 5 minutes. Me, I don't do that one. No. Me, I work for 25 minutes and I rest for 25 minutes. So basically, I do a lot of work, intensive work for 25 straight minutes, and then I take a break for 25 straight minutes. I don't do anything. I just scroll social media, listen to music or something, do push-ups, whatever. And then I resume work again after 25 minutes. So if every single day you can commit yourself to do just 1 hour of tech-related stuff. Like, listen, it does not have to just be you coding or writing code or doing this. It can literally just be you opening a page, yeah, in a tech book you have, any random page, and just read through it, understand the concept, and you're done for the day. It is extremely important for you to have, especially when you're going into tech. Now, the way I did it, I was more of a neurotic person, neurotic, yeah, in that if I found a concept that was proving difficult to learn, I sit down with it and I don't leave it until I learn it. I go hours at a time, like till my brain literally just almost starts bleeding, and then I sleep, and then I wake up and I'm back to it. That is how I operate. It is now that I do chunks, yeah. But originally, when I started out, I wanted to learn as much as possible, as quickly as possible. That is not very advisable for a lot of people because, they can get overwhelmed and then just like give up that, no, 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 this is really not for me. So just take it easy, start from the very basics. YouTube, YouTube, it should be on this list. YouTube is extremely helpful. And do you know the keyword for learning the fastest online? Add for dummies. Yeah, for dummies to every single search query. Till today, me, senior engineer, I will still Google how to deploy a Kafka cluster for Kini, for dummies. I am telling you, till now, any new tool I am trying to pick up, get it for dummies. That is the first thing I'm going to read. Like, I want you to tell me the simplest breakdown of that stuff before I now dive into documentation and then start, reading about the proper technical parts, sharding, partitioning, topics, replication factor, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Just give me the lowdown like you're talking to a 5-year-old. I don't like to overthink how smart I am at picking things off, at picking things up. Sure, you get. Whenever I am in a new space, I always try to be the dumbest person in the room. So the moment I learn enough to become one of the smartest, I move to another room and then start learning from there. So consistency comes from taking things bit by bit, going stage by stage, but making sure every single day. It is not the gym. You don't need rest days, or maybe you do. You can take rest days, take Sundays off, and maybe Wednesdays. But at most, do not take more than 2 days and make sure the 2 days are not back to back. Yeah, make sure the 2 days are not back to back. But every single day, make sure you do at least some work, at least some reading, at least some studying, at least some concept pickup. A great way to do that is to talk with Gemini or ChatGPT, or what's the name of this other guy? Chekadi Longway, I think. Talk to AIs. Ask them, just wake up in the morning. So one of my morning rituals these days is to wake up in the morning and ask ChatGPT a Kubernetes question, or a Grafana question, or a Prometheus question. And then it tells me, and then I read it, and then I ask it follow-up questions if I have any, and then I'm good for the day. That's literally me studying for the day, having a chat with an AI every single day. You wake up in the morning and you text your babe, eh? You people, you wake up in the morning and you text your babe. Text chat GPT too every morning. Consistency. Every single morning, get something done, get some work done. And then maybe in the evenings too. It helps. It really, really, really helps. Now, actionable advices. I've been talking about advices a lot already, actually. But yeah, it just goes to, so let me list them as I've said them. The first one is every single day, make sure you do a chunk of work. Make sure you, at the very least, get some studying done. Pick up a new concept, no matter how basic or trivial it looks. Just pick it up. At some point in your career, you would actually appreciate it. Connect with like-minded people. It is extremely important. Whenever you're feeling down, whenever you're feeling like you're not grabbing a concept quickly enough, you would always have someone to talk to. Share you get. You can try to form social relationships with like people senior to you. Yeah, a sort of mentor-mentee kind of relationship. Try to, have that in place. Also, we are in the AI world right now already. So make use of it, take advantage of it. Don't let anybody make you feel like, oh, you are asking AI, it is not you that owns this answer. Bro, you own the answer. You own the answer. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You own it. Stick with it. Yeah. Don't let imposter syndrome make you feel like, oh, it's AI that's telling you. No, once the AI tells you and you learn it, it is yours. Yeah. And then the last thing, I know I said don't rest, but really rest. Take breaks. Yeah, step back whenever you're feeling overwhelmed. Step back, do something you like. I go to the gym, I run, or I watch a movie or something. Also inculcate that in your routines, but make sure every single day you get something done. Every single day. I know it's hard, but do it. Nike, just do it. Just what? Do it. It will be hard, but it gets easy. Right now, it's very easy for me. So yeah, that is about it. Who has questions for me? I know you people would have questions. If you don't have question, I'll call your name.
All right. Thank you very much, Nee. So an interesting session. Thank you very much. Okay, so from what you have said, the key things which relates to me also was when I was starting my tech journey, say, was it 4 or 5 years ago? My main motivation was because I wanted to leave my job. And I had to search on like what are the highest paying job or in terms of career, what are the next 10 careers that what's it called will survive the next decade, trending
Mm.
careers. And I saw a tech list and I checked the salary range also, which he mentioned. Money was money was definitely the motivation of saying, yeah, I want to do tech, right? And so in the journey also, as he has mentioned, one of the key things that will help you is having like minds around you guys are doing the same thing, that community learning, because it's very, very, very easy if you are learning alone to give up. If you are still learning a new tool or new concept and you are doing not all alone, say you sign up on a course of Coursera, Udemy, you are the only one doing it, no friends to talk to if you are not into challenges, it's very easy. So having that community of friends is a very, very key what's called concept to what's it called to help your journey. And which is one of our structure at Cloud Bootster, which is a structured learning approach. You guys will be in groups. So because that's a very key was approach to help individual, especially for beginners. Fine, YouTube, getting on YouTube, you definitely some courses. Another thing also is structured learning also, because you can easily get on YouTube to search for either cloud computing or whatever content you want to learn, but they are all scattered unless you know exactly the key, what's it called, topic you want to learn. But having a structured approach is another key also to what's it called to help again. So we have some questions. I'll just take one or two because we're already out of time. Nia, are you still there, please?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm here.
All right, cool. So someone is asking a question. Can I transition to tech gradually, or do I have to quit my current job first? If you can answer that, I say 2 minutes.
Please, oh, please. If you are your own breadwinner, do not quit your job to transition to tech. Oh. Do not quit your job to transition to tech. Yeah. See, it actually it aligns with what Akinwumi said, because if you have a structured camp like Cloud Booster, it really helps. You can run Cloud Booster while doing your job. Now, I am not saying it is going to be easy. Yeah. I'm not saying it would be a ride in the park. It would be like, oh, licking ice cream, going out to get donuts. No, it will not be you. It will not be you. But let the motivation be that at the end of this journey, you would have acquired skills that are going to give you improved working conditions, because you can work remotely and you can work with American company, and then they'll pay you dollars, a lot of dollars, a lot of dollars. Yes. And then you can quit your job. But starting out, you need to be sure like it is something you want to do. You need to be sure it is something you actually have full blown passion for. So just take it gradually. As a matter of fact, don't even start by maybe learning per se, like learning tech per se. Start by joining a community, talk to people, fraternize, roll with people, have a social network on Twitter, join conversations around tech, on Reddit, whatever, Facebook, join conversations about tech. Shey you get, see if it is something you like, something you want to do, and then gradually ease yourself into learning it, studying it, picking a path, and then going from there. Yeah, Cloud Booster helps with that, especially if you're going into the cloud space or infrastructure space.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Nate. One more question. Okay, we've taken two more, but this is the second one. I feel I don't have enough time. How many hours a week do I really need to commit?
Yeah, so that is actually a very good question. See, from my like initial presentation, I mentioned you don't need, see, even I'm serious here. Even if you are doing 10 minutes a day, I am serious. It accumulates. Like before you know it, you already know enough about Grafana. Before you know it, you are already fairly good at Prometheus. So you don't need to force yourself to this rigid structure of today 2 hours, and then maybe you don't do the 2 hours, and then the next day you don't do 2 hours. How do you think you would feel the third day? Like, see, it becomes easy to start failing out of like the schedule. But if each day, yeah, you tell yourself, okay, you know what, today I'm going to get 10 minutes of work done, and then you get into the work, I can guarantee you the chances that you're going to do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, then 1 hour increases by you starting that 10 minutes gap. Sure, you understand? So you need to be able to say, okay, you know what, this week I am going to study 5 times. Don't give yourself any extremely hard targets of how many hours you have to study. Just say, this week I'm going to study 5 times. And then each day, you start your day studying. If you say maybe you are an early riser because of work, you have to get to work really, really early in the morning. During your commute, you can, like catch up with studying. If you are maybe driving yourself, when you get to work, if you get to work early, try to get in the 30 minutes, try to get in the 1 hour, 45 minutes, 10 minutes, as a matter of fact. It would accumulate. It would. So yeah, you should be fine. Don't place too much pressure on yourself. Just take it in stride, but make sure every single day you do something.
All right, thank you very much. Just to add to that, so we definitely had guys that wanted to transition that joined our bootcamp. They had other jobs they were doing. They were not even tech-related roles. Some nursing, some accounting, in the medical field, working as nurse and stuff like that. So they joined the class on weekends, and during the evenings, they still say give 1 hour, 2 hours, at least every day, while they are still doing their main job and they're still learning this on the side. They did it for about some months, 4 6 months before they finally transitioned into tech. So just as Nia said, allocating, if it's 30 minutes, that'll be convenient for you. If it's 1 hour, that'll be convenient for you, but this be consistent in that, building the blocks gradually for months, 4 6 months before you're able to do the transition. Final question for you. Someone is asking, tell me the name of the book that you said you read about Google senior software engineers asking basic questions. So probably, I guess you can probably drop that in the chat, perhaps.
I have to go and look for it to. I can't remember off the top of my head. I literally have to go and look for it. But I am going to find it and I am going to send it to Akinwumi. He's going to share it. He's
All
going
right,
so
cool.
I think we can post it on maybe the LinkedIn page or something. Yeah. So for people to like check it out. But it is really, really, really helpful. I have a couple of books like that too that shows you how senior engineers, like how like the supposed 10x engineers, yeah, are as human as you, a complete beginner in tech. Like the way they ask questions are the exact same way you also ask questions. It is there is no major difference. Sure you get because the best of us are the people that know how to recognize the fact that they don't know it all and they need to consistently, build up their knowledge base, review their knowledge base because tech is a very, very dynamic field. It changes all the time. You need to change things. You need to learn new things. You as a junior engineer here, you might know a new concept that a guy with 35 years of experience does not know. It is not because 35 years of experience is not good enough. No, it is just, his knowledge base is slightly outdated and you have kept up to date. So yeah, I would tell Akinwumi the book and he's going to share it with you guys.
All right, thank you very much. So you also get it, we'll share it. I'm sure you guys are either following us on Instagram, LinkedIn, or on our WhatsApp groups. So we'll definitely share it together. All right, thank you very much, Nate. So the final question which I would take, I'm seeing questions around where is it again? Which area of cloud tech is easy to enter? AI redundant AI is upper security from AI redundancy. Then our one is asking, I hear so much about AI, cloud, cybersecurity. Which one should I start with? Then which part of cloud should I start with? So, and some are saying that tech is hard, but not sure either you should venture into it or not. So for that category of questions, not knowing exactly which area of cloud or tech to start with, because personally for me, I started with data analysis. From data analysis, data science, before I finally ventured into cloud computing, found my reading and DevOps. So that was like a journey for me. I just started straight up the cloud. So for that category of question, we have something for you, which is basically for guys that are not sure which tech was it either cloud computing will be for them or not. So it's basically just a one-day bootcamp, just one day to simulate how to simulate the learnings for you guys. 4 hours on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So we'll take you through the basics. So with that, you get exposed to what cloud computing is all about, the roles, and you also get to build a one project. You will get the opportunity to be able to launch an EC2 instance. You might know, okay, what's EC2 instance? What's virtual computers? On Saturday, we'll give you the guide and teach you how to do that. A virtual computer running on Windows server and stuff like that. So it's a one-day bootcamp, 4 hours, intro to cloud computing. And the fee is just a very discounted fee, £9, basically that. So after that, after the experience, I'm sure everybody will be able to make the decision if this cloud computing is not even as hard as they say it's. Is it that hard? Is it easy? But then, so this is to invite you guys to, what's it called, to join us this Saturday for this one-day bootcamp, 4 hours on Saturday, and you have a taste of it. So for more information, there's a link in the chat box to chat up our program advisor. So please click on the link and get the program advisor on how to proceed. All right, thank you. So let me see if I can still take news from more final question. I guess I'm trying to click on that. Let me see one more final question. I don't have a laptop yet. Can I start learning tech without one? More. It will be hard. It will be definitely hard. You definitely need a laptop. Might not be a Mac, might not be a Mac or a very huge, expensive laptop, but then you definitely need to have one. So what's it called? You definitely need to have one to for the ease. You need one. Do I need to be good at maths to succeed in tech? Not all. So if it's data science, data analysis, definitely statistics, definitely, right? So then, but then the basics of that is just basically the what's it called? The reasoning process. So if you've been faced or if you've been what's it called, had the experience of solving a big problem or a complicated problem, right? So your thinking process, your staying through, like, okay, until I solve this, not giving up. Like you face a challenge, just like life in general, like you face an issue and you are determined to get a solution to it. So it's more like a mental power. So if you have that drive, that anything you face, just like Neil said, is proud. Anything he wants to learn, he will learn it. So it's basically that motivation. So once you said you want to do this and you are giving it your 100% commitment, you will definitely find a way through. And someone is asking for your social media handles. Nee is not a social media person, so I don't know Nee. Right? Nee, do you have any social media handle you would like to share with any other colleagues, guys? Someone is asking for your LinkedIn profile on social media platform. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as you said, I'm not a social media person. I mean, I am on social media, but I'm a ghost on social media. But I can drop my LinkedIn. Uh, see, okay. Wait, how do I send it to everyone? Okay, I think I saw it.
So while he's doing that, so guys, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We hope to see you guys on Saturday for 4 hours, take you through the intro part of that computing, which helps you to start your tech journey. All right, guys, thank you very much. See you next
All
time.
right,
Thank you very
bye-bye.
much, Nee. Very much appreciated for your time. See you
And
once again.
thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yeah, bye.